Hello YouTube, my name's Nero, and today we some Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, playing a bit of Domination here on the map Biolab, bringing out the TAC-19 shotgun. This is one of my favorite gameplays I've gotten in Advanced Warfare so far, for a number of reasons, to be honest, for definitely a number of reasons. So the first reason is I'm running around with the TAC-19 shotgun, one of my favorite weapons in the game. I love shotgunning in any game, really. If it's a shooter game and there's a shotgun in that game, chances are I want to use it. I love shotgunning. We're going to be talking about shotgunning a lot in this video. I also get a bunch of kills, and it's also a very close game. It's really got everything for an entertaining gameplay for me anyway. It's a gun I love, it's a close match, it's a bunch of kills, lots of action, it's definitely just a whole lot of fun. I'm only playing in this game with one friend. I have my friend Cardinal in here, and because of that, you guys know what it's like. You know what it's like to play Advanced Warfare when you're not in a full party. Oh, it's dreadful sometimes, right? Any video game, really. It's just dreadful because it always feels like your teammates are just awful and they're not helping, and you really gotta kind of look at that at a different perspective, though. You gotta kind of realize that there's also people on the other team that are doing pretty bad as well. I mean, it's not like the entire opposing team is just these amazing players and they're just stomping through everybody. They really have the same problem that your team has. They have a couple good players and they have a bunch of other bad players. That's really kind of how it goes down. Then both teams kind of need to see who can work together the best, or which player can outperform everybody, to really kind of see who's going to end up winning that match. I posted this week's Dear Nero on Wednesday, and in that we had a gameplay where it was myself and Cardinal, once again, just the two of us playing, and we both maxed out the scoreboard. We combined for like 100 kills and like 20 captures and like 30 defends or something like that, putting up UAVs and system hacks the whole game, and we still end up losing. It's like at some point it just, you know, your teammates just don't really help you out enough. But thankfully we make some clutch plays. Cardinal makes some clutch captures, I make some clutch defense. It just ends up working out very well at the end of this gameplay, so hopefully you guys will all sit back, relax, and enjoy that. Well, I talked to you about the TAC-19 shotgun, just how much I love shotguns in general. I said in yesterday's video that I could go ahead and talk about a shotgun for 10 minutes, and I think it's what I'm going to end up doing in this video. So we're using the TAC-19, which, if you guys don't know, in the most recent update for Advanced Warfare, it was actually buffed. They actually made it a lot better than what it was before. Where it was before, it was pretty usable. It wasn't the best shotgun in the world, but it was pretty weak, all things considered. It was kind of hard to use, especially in like a 6-on-6 environment where, you know, you're not going to be constantly running into people, and it's a little bit more about positioning. It's really kind of hard to do well with it. If you were to play in ground war, it was usually okay, I would say, just because in ground war there's, you know, 9 people on the other team. Chances are you're going to be running into a lot of people, and chances are a lot of those people are going to be at very close range to you, so it was at least viable. But it definitely got a lot better. I'm definitely having a whole lot of fun with that. It reminds me a lot of the Remington 870 from Black Ops 2, and you guys know, if you guys have been watching my channel for a number of years now, I used to use that gun a ton. I'm using it a bunch here. I'm using it just so much. Before I get into it, before we really should get into this video, I want to address something about how you guys feel as though I should be playing a shotgun. So a lot of people are saying in my gameplay, Nero, you really need to take off gung-ho. You need to not use gung-ho when you're using your TAC-19 shotgun, because it makes the hipfire spread crazy, and that's really what you're doing. If you're hipfiring with a shotgun, you want that spread to be tight, right? You would think that. But I'm telling you guys, I'm telling you, try using the TAC-19 with gung-ho. Just try it, because it's freaking amazing. I mean, the proof is in the gameplay. I'm not, this isn't like I'm putting this out on Twitter and I'm just, you know, saying something without providing any kind of proof or anything like that. I'm putting up a lot of TAC-19 gameplay on my channel recently, including this one, and just watch it, man. You don't need to be having anything besides gung-ho on there. The penalty for gung-ho does not kind of offset how powerful this weapon can be and how effective you can be at these close ranges. Just keep that in mind. You watch this entire gameplay, my hipfire accuracy is just fine. What it actually does, I feel as though it actually gives you a giant benefit, because if you're using a shotgun in older Call of Duty games before the invention or the implementation of the gung-ho perk, basically if you were running around and you want to hipfire somebody with a shotgun, you'd have to be sprinting, and then you'd have to stop, and then for that split second, it's not very long, but it is a split second, where you have to basically stop, and your gun has to basically pull up before you're able to shoot. Whereas if you're using gung-ho, you can shoot while in a full sprint, and so because of that, you have that little bit of a millisecond advantage on the person you're going up against, and because of that, I usually end up coming out on top. And the accuracy, I really don't see it suffering in terms of accuracy at all. I mean, you would just watch the entirety of this gameplay. I shoot at people, and I rarely end up actually missing. Occasionally I miss, of course it's going to happen, but for the most part, I end up getting that shot off, and it ends up being a one-hit kill. So try it out, guys. Try it out. In fact, I would love, if it were possible, to go ahead and actually be able to make a shotgun weapon guide, a TAC-19 weapon guide for you guys. You know, I've actually done a couple weapon guides here on my channel so far here in Advanced Warfare, but there's some criteria I like to try and meet before I make these different kinds of weapon guides. first criteria, I want to have a bunch of kills with that weapon. I want to have a lot of experience with it. I want to have tried out a bunch of different attachments, a bunch of different perk setups, and of course I would like to have a bunch of different weapon variants of that particular weapon, so I can tell you which variant's good, which variant you should be trying for, you know, that kind of thing. But think about the TAC-19, there's a couple reasons why I can't make this video yet. Number one, I have no variants of the TAC-19. Right, I have no variants whatsoever. I've actually looked online at the different variants that you can get of it, and none of them look very good. Of course, I'd have to try them out, but a lot of them just look kind of bad. I kind of just like the default TAC-19 over some of the different kind of variants, even the elites, to be honest. I mean, the Sledgehammer Elite looks pretty good, but I don't have it yet, so of course I can't actually go ahead and say whether or not it's a very good shotgun. But also, as you guys know, if you've been paying attention to my channel this week, there is going to be an update coming to Advanced Warfare. Now, they did not give us a specific time or any kind of a time frame or a date or anything like that as to when this update is going to be coming through, but we do know that sometime in the near future, Advanced Warfare is going to be getting a weapon rebalancing update that is going to rebalance 15 plus core weapons within the game. Now, I would like to actually be able to play with the guns after they're updated before I start making more guides. That way, if they drastically end up changing a gun, I want the information that I'm giving you in that guide to be up to date and current when the video goes up. You know, I've done some other guides here on my channel. I did the ASM-1 back right after it got buffed, and that was before it became like the most overused gun in the game. I made that video, and it was an accurate video. And the same thing goes for my MP11 weapon guide. But I don't want to start making more guides, because if I make a guide right now and the update drops, you know, next Tuesday, then the information I gave you in that video may or may not actually be relevant. So we're gonna go ahead and wait on that before I do that. But there are some guns I definitely want to make guides of. One of them would be this gun, the TAC-19. Another one would be the EM1, another gun that I'm just using so much of. The EM1's just a whole lot of fun. It's not. Here's a spoiler of that video. It's not a good gun. The EM1's not a good gun by any means, but it's fun to use, just like the TAC-19. I like the entire idea of these directed energy things. You know that expression, "when in Rome." I really kind of took that to heart when we started playing Advanced Warfare, because they added in some new stuff in terms of laser weapons like the EM1, and then you look at the TAC-19 here, it's actually a directed energy shotgun. You're basically shooting directed energy at people, and that's what's killing them, as compared to your more traditional shotguns that basically shoot either buckshot or they shoot slugs, right? But here's the thing, there's kind of a weird thing with that. Although it is a directed energy shotgun, it actually performs like a buckshot shotgun. So basically it's going to shoot, and there's going to be a certain number of pellets that come out that all do a specific amount of damage, and the amount of pellets that you actually end up hitting your target with is exactly how much damage you're going to end up doing. That's what kind of determines whether or not you're going to get a one-hit kill. You know, that's kind of how it goes. But still, it's a very fun gun. It's very satisfying to use, which pump-action shotguns have always been satisfying to use for me. But I think even this game, even more so, just because of the aesthetic of the shotgun itself. You know, you have the sound the gun makes. It's a very iconic sound to me. It's very memorable, the sound of the TAC-19 when you shoot somebody, and then the sound of, you combine that sound with the sound of a hit marker, and it's just like, it's a very satisfying feeling. It's a great sound when you do get that kill on somebody with a TAC-19, as well as just using shotguns in general. I mean, look at the very nature of shotguns. You know, you basically are giving up any, and I'm talking about like literally any long range or medium range power for almost maximum close range power. I think that's the coolest part about using shotguns, is you really have to kind of tailor your play style to fit the weapon itself. You have to be constantly aware of your surroundings and where the opposing team may be, because if you get caught in a situation where that person is out of your range, I mean, what are you going to do? I mean, you're basically unarmed at that point. I think it's one of the reasons I love shotguns as much as I do in all games. You know, I remember when I started playing Halo, I never really got into it, but even when I was playing Halo, I would use the shotguns if and all possible. Gears of War, I would try using the shotguns. If we're playing a game like DayZ or something like that, I really like to be able to pick up a shotgun compared to a rifle. Call of Duty, I like using shotguns. I remember even obscure games aren't even really necessarily competitive, like, for example, Red Dead Redemption. I like having shotguns in that game. In the online multiplayer, I like to use a shotgun in that. It's just fun to me. Yeah, I'm doing a Let's Play of the original Borderlands over on my Let's Play channel. I just love using shotguns in that game as well. There's just something satisfying about using a shotgun. And I feel as though if you can get good with a shotgun, and this is actually a tip for some of you guys out there, maybe wanting to improve at Call of Duty or improve at Advanced Warfare or anything, if you use a shotgun consistently, like a bunch, and you kind of get used to that play style of having a shotgun where you're constantly aware of your surroundings, you're moving around, you're zipping around the map, and you know, you're always trying to stay in a position of advantage. If you do that long enough, you're just gonna become a better player in general, I feel like, because if you can master it to the point where you're consistently getting a ton of kills and you're consistently doing very well with a weapon that has no range outside of like 5 feet, then imagine what you're going to be able to do once you have a submachine gun in your hands. You know, imagine what you're going to be able to do if you have like an assault rifle in your hands or something like that. If you can do well with a weapon that literally takes away all of your power at a range, you're going to be amazing with the weapons that actually do have range. Just think about that. So right now, the gameplay itself is actually coming to an end, and this is where things start to get clutch. So the opposing team can win, I believe, if they were to actually get a couple flags right now. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm running this corner. I'm calling in the assault drone. The assault drone with rockets, by the way, one of the best kill streaks in the game. Now, what I'm going to be doing with this is I'm going to go ahead and defend B with it. I'm going to hover next to B, and I'm going to kill a ton of people because they're all trying to capture B right at the very end and try and get the win. And while this is going on, my friend Cardinal, he's over there protecting the A flag. He's going to get that. He's going to make sure we hold on to that. It's just really clutch, like the two of us right there. Like he basically, you know, solo defended that flag, and I was basically solo defending B. And then because of that, we're actually able to get this win just because of us too. I mean, of course, throughout the entirety of the gameplay, our teammates were actually helping in one way or another. They were capturing flags. They were getting kills. Of course, they were doing a big part. But here at the end of the gameplay, I think it really came down to my friend Cardinal and I. He was over there at the A flag. I was over there at the B flag. And because of that, we made it so they could not get anything from us in that last minute. And because of that, we ended up winning. Whereas it was a pretty close game all throughout. But I think just towards the end there, we ended up coming out on top just because of really good teamwork right there. And just by the very fact I had an assault drone as well. I think I was very fortunate I had the assault drone right there because you saw how many people actually went to B right there. If I didn't have that assault drone, oh man, things could have been bad because I don't think I'd be able to take them all out with my shotgun. I really don't think I could. But there we are, a final score of 54 kills and 16 deaths. Also had 6 captures and 2 defends. So we had Cardinal down there. He didn't have that great of a game in terms of KD. He did go 30 and 22, but he also had 8 captures and 8 defends. So between us, you know, you look at the fact that we ended up having 10 defends and 14 captures, combining for 84 kills. Like we were a nice little duo right there. And because of that, our team ended up coming out on top. So I just enjoyed that gameplay. I think it's one of the cooler gameplays I've gotten in Advanced Warfare so far. So I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. And if you did, please be sure to leave a rating where you guys feel it deserves. Of course, let me know in the comment section below. What is your opinion on shotguns within the Call of Duty franchise? Do you guys like using them? Do you guys like trying them out? And if you haven't tried out the TAC-19, especially after it got buffed, I definitely recommend it. And I still, ladies and gentlemen, definitely recommend it with Gung Ho because it's freaking amazing. You saw it in the gameplay. You saw it in a couple other gameplays I've posted up so far. You'll be seeing it in future gameplays. Gung Ho is freaking amazing on the TAC-19. And boo to you who says otherwise. Hope you guys all enjoyed this video. And if you did, please be sure to leave a rating. Hope you guys all have a wonderful day.